Hello and welcome, this is Giant Redwood, and you're about to witness powerful machines transforming timber into sawdust through dangerous, thrilling, and challenging processes. Beyond that, you'll see a skilled carpenter crafting stunning masterpieces out of raw wood. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment to join us on this incredible journey. A massive tree trunk, nearly 5 meters long, is hoisted by crane. Before it stands the Model 4680 growling like a steel beast. The grinding chamber opens wide, steel gears begin to turn, then roar. The trunk feeds in slowly, cracking, snapping, sawdust exploding like smoke. Within minutes the tree is reduced to powder, but if one rock hides inside the wood, a blade could snap and steel could fly like shrapnel. The 3680 isn't huge, but it's agile. It rolls across piles of waste wood, dry branches, root balls, trash logs. It shreds whatever is fed, the growl of engines and the break of wood. A dusty metal symphony. But one piece of metal, a strand of barbed wire, and disaster replaces mulch. In a smaller shop, the Model 1425 stands quiet. It looks compact, but every turn of its teeth holds force. Scraps and short logs disappear in seconds, perfect for furniture factories. But a loose shirt sleeve, a distraction, and that small machine becomes something much worse. Model 2680 is made for speed, industrial power at its peak. It handles dozens of logs per minute. Its blades are thinner, sharper, and faster. At full power, sawdust blurs the air, a cyclone of wood and steel. One hard knot, one unbalanced log, enough to shut it all down. The faster the blade, the greater the risk. Inside the dim light of a lumber mill, the industrial wood saw stirs to life. The engine hums low, then builds. Rows of spinning steel blades shimmer like ticking clocks of danger. A large timber, nearly 5 meters long, is slowly fed onto the table. In seconds, precise cuts slice the log into straight, even planks. Wood grain appears like lines in fresh soil. Sawdust clouds the air. The scent of fresh timber fills every corner. The screeching blades beat like the heartbeat of the mill. Every spin marks the edge between craftsmanship and risk. The operator stands firm beside the feed table, eyes locked on the line, hands gripping the guide rail. One misaligned log, a leftover strip of bark, and the blade might bounce, twist, launch splinters like steel knives. The sound of teeth grinding wood is a warning. 1 second of distraction and a human arm could split like timber. Sawdust clings to shirts, to hair, to tired eyes that no longer blink at the sound of steel. The machine never tires, it only cuts. But the human body knows pain and fear and loss. In 5 minutes, a dozen logs become lumber, but just one mistake can take away far more than wood. A sharp buzz breaks the silence in the forest. The chainsaw starts. First, a hum, then a deep growl, like an engine ready to hunt. The steel chain spins fast along the guide bar, sharp, fast, unforgiving. The worker stands steady before a massive tree. Grip firm, eyes focused, the blade meets bark. Grrr. The chain bites in, the scream of metal tearing through wood. Sawdust sprays like mist clinging to visors, gloves and shirts. The tree leans, wobbles, and then crash. It falls. But one small mistake, a hidden root, a wrong angle, and the fall could twist, the chain could kick back, or worse. A chainsaw is power in your hands, but only if your focus stays sharp. In under 3 minutes, the tree is down, but in one careless second, the worker could fall with it. A thick log, nearly 1 meter long, rolls onto the conveyor. The saw at the front slices it into even sections. The blades spin like surgical steel. Wood cracks, sawdust bursts like mist. Immediately the cut piece slides into the splitting press. A hydraulic axe slams down. One sharp snap. The log breaks into halves, then quarters. As if it had never been whole, it all happens in seconds. But if a hand slips into the splitter's jaws, the result won't be just firewood. 2 machines, saw and splitter, working like one rhythm of steel, fast, strong, unforgiving. The excavator's arm stretches forward, carrying a gleaming bark-cutting head like a jungle blade. In front of it stands a fresh tree, thick, damp, wrapped in rugged bark like armor from the wild. One tight grip, the cutter spins around the trunk, peeling bark layer by layer like a heavy coat stripped away. The sound crackles, snap, snap, hiss, as clean wood appears underneath, pale and smooth. Every motion is a balance of raw force and precision, but if the cutter spins off angle, if twisted limbs block the path, the torque can whip the head back, slamming metal into wood. In the operator's hands lies the life of the tree and their own safety. A wheel loader rolls slowly across tall grass fitted with a horizontal rotating brush clearing head. As the engine powers up, the rotating shaft spins like a steel cyclone. Rows of small blades whirl outward, slicing through weeds, brush, and stray branches. The hum grows steady beneath the loader, a spinning wind of metal sweeping the ground. But one wrong move, running over a hidden stone or a buried stump, could send the whole shaft jerking back, breaking steel or slamming upward. The machine clears the land, but it also exposes hidden risks with every pass, and as the grass falls in neat trails, the operator must stay alert. Every second counts. A wheel loader moves slowly through thick brush with a disc-style cutter head mounted out front. The spinning blade whirls like a storm, slicing weeds, shrubs, and saplings in seconds. Steel screams through wood, dust flies, and a clean path appears behind. But one buried rock, one tough root, could send the disc bouncing back toward the cab. Fast, clean, but never without risk.